What's going on, YouTube? This your boy King Gabe,
and this is Queen Tina,
and we are here with another Royal Talk once again. This is the last one for this month of September. As we're about to go, the next month's Royal Talks will be some Halloween features. Not gonna tell you what they are, but they will be spooky.
How spooky are they?
So spook. Well, I put it this way: so spooky it made a certain YouTuber of ours that's really popular scream so loud that the bowels of hell heard him.
Ooh, dear.
Yikes! Yeah.
I felt sorry for that person.
Oh boy. So yeah, you'll be getting the next World Talk. You'll be getting the first half of that. So anyway, for today's World Talk focus, Ponyo. This is actually our first anime movie for this that we're doing since starting our movie reviews like this. I remember with Brownny Reactions, it was the Yu-Gi-Oh movies, Yu-Gi-Oh the movie and Bonds Beyond Time. Never did get to Dark Dimensions there, but I do definitely look forward to doing those movies in the future there, in future Royal Talks down the line, as well as other animes there. I know you probably got your eye on Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but this is our first one with Ponyo, based off of The Little Mermaid there, by Hayaomiyazaki. His take on it there in a pretty interesting way. There's actually quite a bit of mythology around Ponyo that I've actually noticed some other YouTubers have analyzed out of this movie and really gotten the mind of Miyazaki as best as they could, but they really analyzed a lot of lore with Ponyo, her backstory and everything, and connections to got Chinese, Greek mythology. Let's just say more than what we see in the movie.
All types of mythology.
Mm-hmm.
And the list goes on.
Yep. So definitely when y'all get time, definitely look up look up stuff on Ponyo on YouTube and see what comes up, and you will see a lot. Oh yeah. Boy, so let's get started with what we got out of the movie, though. So, one of the seeing how this is based off The Little Mermaid, there, I guess Christian Hans, because that's where pretty much any Little Mermaid story now is pretty much originated from. Of course, we know Disney did a lot of changing to it, and so this, and now we have this, which also, being that this is Studio Ghibli, Disney also kind of may have had a hand in this movie too, a little bit, because I think that's their Japanese division there. I think the way they sing, the way the song in this movie, like in the opening, it has a lot of inspiration. It definitely, you can definitely see elements of The Little Mermaid, but in kind of a different way. A lot of the sea creatures that swim around or have some very unusual looks there, from what you would usually see in sea creatures, even more unusual. Pretty much just really unusual. Almost like something from another world.
Most of the sea creatures in the film reminds me of the different types of cells you see under a microscope, and also different types of insects. Some of the sea creatures, some of them look like insects, and some of them look like cells from a microscope.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember you mentioned about because I remember there was one scene we noticed. I think when the boy first found Ponyo, or better, well, at one point when he was going to the water, you thought you saw roaches there.
Yes.
Yeah, and then
And they crawl faster. They scatter quickly.
Yeah, and the only reason they say that they had to be some kind of unusual sea creature, like especially from what we were seeing all throughout the movie, because yeah, I don't think, and from what I've seen, I don't think roaches would be hanging around that close to like a big sea or something like that.
If they were roaches, they would have been brown.
Yep. Yeah.
And I don't know any roaches that go near water.
Not that we know of. Of course, our little insect expert on TikTok might tell us otherwise, depending on her research on the different kinds of roaches there, since she pretty much got the insect farm in her house there. So yeah, there might be something that we don't know on that, but as for this movie, yeah, for the movie specifically, I don't think that was the case. Yeah, because like the way all the sea creatures seem like, the way their appearance seemed like throughout the movie. Yeah, they were illustrated in ways that you knew what, like jellyfish and stuff like that. You knew what they were, most of them. But at the same time, you knew that there was something different about them there than you would have seen in the real world. Yeah.
The parts I like in that scene with all the sea creatures is the jellyfish, and I think the jellyfish look beautiful.
Oh yeah,
There's a lot of them.
Especially the one that Ponyo gets inside.
Yes, she was inside of a jellyfish. At first, I thought she was inside of a bubble.
Yeah, it was actually because I saw the little legs on it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, raised it up. Matter of fact, even some of the equipment that her dad uses, Fujimoto, by the way, Ponyo's dad, and of course her mother is Grandmamar, which she's a really large mermaid goddess. And if you're wondering how this scientist, who's just like the height of just an ordinary human,
Yeah.
how this guy, but he considers himself as one with the ocean, though. He says he was once human, but he said that was his whole life. So I don't know the complete story on that. But like I said, there's some mythology somebody analyzed on that. But I was wondering how him and this really huge mermaid goddess had Ponyo and these kids, sort of like people wondering about Donkey and Dragon from Shrek. Well, unlike Dragon, she actually is able to shrink, sort of like the way Wasp and Ant-Man do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so because there are scenes where she's talking with this mother that we're going to talk about in a minute, and the senior citizens that she helps with at the nursing home, and she's normal height there. She's tall though, but she's still the height. I would say like think a lady that's almost about close to Shaq's height.
Ponyo's mother reminds me of something from a painting.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Especially her facial features, yeah.
Yes. Imagine seeing her at a museum on a painting.
Yeah, I could definitely, I can see that, especially with, like I say, the lore behind this movie. Yeah. I definitely, it's probably got, because I'm pretty sure the lore that the YouTubers were analyzing on this,
Yeah.
it's some, because they pulled up pictures of this, of these myths and stuff like that, that was part of the inspiration for Ponyo's creation. Like I said, I know it says the Little Mermaid was an inspiration too, but yeah, there was some other stuff involved too. And let's not forget, mermaids themselves are folklore too. So
Yeah.
you got. Yeah, but one thing I said about Fujimoto is that he was originally human, but he serves as a guardian of sea life. So, yeah, and him and Grandmama, they care to Ponyo and her sisters. Guess you could say they're like Ariel and her sisters, except Ponyo got hundreds of her sisters, though.
And they're really smaller than Ponyo herself. They're really small.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, especially when they're all clustered together.
Like actual goldfish.
Mm-hmm. Even though they're red for some reason.
And even though goldfish supposed to be orange.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been nice if she also had her brothers mixed in too. I wonder what her brothers would be like. Possibly blue, I guess.
Didn't thought of that one there.
If she had brothers, they might be blue.
Guess I have to talk with the author on that one there.
Yeah. Reason why, because we don't want to get them mixed up.
Oh, that, yeah. Yep. So yeah, it's a lot of that going on. It's whole thing's pretty much a movie. Movie itself is a work of art.
Yes.
One of the reasons to definitely check it out, and the opening, like when they put the title card up there, that part looks like they had like maybe the person who wrote it may have got his kid and some other kids to, hey, y'all wanna draw some pictures for my movie? Yeah.
It may have won some awards, I guess.
I think
by the way it looked.
I think it probably. I assume it probably did, but especially for the artwork and just in the imagery in it there.
Yeah. And they must have took it at a film festival.
Mm-hmm. And the story, and now we get into the story. Yeah, pretty. One thing, the story that we're about to explain, I can definitely say right now, while it draws from The Little Mermaid, it also reminds me of a Splash, but with kids instead of adults.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it took place on an island not so far from Japan.
Yep. Yep, it's like Splash, but instead you have a scientist in there, but you got magic involved. Oh, and that's another thing. If his instruments, like the submarine that he be riding in and stuff like that, some of them look like they're part fish.
Oh, his submarine.
Yeah, like his ship, like it have these little flap things flapping on it, like sort of like what you see on a dolphin or something there.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's got living machines. So, yeah, he's got some stuff going on down there. Yeah. So, of course, at the beginning of the movie, Ponyo wanders to the surface, and she's found by Sasuke. Miss Sosuke. After encountering a lot of pollution. What, where's Captain Planet when you need him? Yeah.
We needed him right now in this movie.
Yeah, get them. Somebody call the Planeteers and come over to Japan.
I know Bubbleina wouldn't like this.
Oh no. Ooh,
all the pollution.
It was a lot of that stuff in there. I think that's one thing I think that's one of the things without coming out and saying, hey, stop polluting.
Yeah.
They showed it to you.
They showed the pollution.
Mm-hmm. They showed and didn't tell.
Oh.
So yeah, they definitely, you definitely got the hint there. Yeah, and so Sasuke, he decides to bring Ponyo to his. He shows her to his mom, of course. She's really impressed by Ponyo. They real nice, by the way. And then, of course, his classmates and senior citizens. The classmates that see him don't really take so well to Ponyo. Ponyo doesn't seem like she takes well, especially the one particular girl.
I guess Ponyo was jealous of that girl.
Possibly that, and I think the girl insulted. I think it was just something she didn't Yeah, it may have been maybe that because she turned her back on her first, and then she's like, "What a boring fish."
And then squirts water at him.
And then, of course, he showed Ponyo to the senior citizens at the nursing home that his mother works at. One of them is played by Betty White, of course. I'm kind of surprised they didn't have her play this other senior citizen that was really talked about a lot in Brownny Reactions. Tsunami, tsunami, tsunami.
How about Toki?
Yeah, but she plays another lady though, which would I kind of imagine what if they just took that lady Betty White played and just made an anime version of Betty White.
Maybe. I don't know what that would be like.
That would actually be pretty interesting.
Seeing her in Japanese animated form.
Yeah. I hope she got to see that movie before she passed though.
I think that Ponyo movie was back in 08.
Oh, okay, so she probably did see it. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. And she was really sweet in that movie.
Yeah.
Now I wonder if Ryan. I hope. I wonder if Ryan Reynolds watched this movie just to hear Betty White in there.
Yeah.
Since they're really good friends there.
He might have, and it wouldn't surprise me if he saw Ponyo with his kids.
Oh yeah, because he did talk about especially since he that he has great pride in his kids there.
Yes.
It's one of the reasons he did Detective Pikachu.
Oh yeah, for his kid.
Because he wanted his kids to see him in something that wasn't R-rated. Yeah.
Oh yeah, just family friendly.
Yeah. So yeah, he definitely gets good father points for that. Yeah. But yeah, of course, Toki, yeah, this tsunamis. Yeah, she looks at Ponyo like, oh, get that thing away. She has a real face. Don't you put it back in the water. Don't you know it'll cause a tsunami?
She thinks it's hideous.
Yeah, I think what she said, since Ponyo had a human-like face, that's what she meant. I think that's what she meant when she said real face.
Yeah.
That she would cause a tsunami.
Even though she's supposed to be a goldfish.
Yep.
With a human face.
Well, one thing I will say about Toki, the way I know she's a little different in this movie than how she was written in Brownny Reactions after screaming tsunami. But she kind of, and before I say this, I don't want you to get the wrong idea. I'm not trying to say she's a bad person or anything like that. I'm not saying that. I sort of think of her as the way her and Sasuke interact with each other. If you switch the roles of the Grinch and Cindy, like if Sasuke was the male version of Cindy and she was the female version of the Grinch there. But except she's not trying to destroy Christmas though. The Jim Carrey version, by the way. And another example that just came to my mind just now as I'm saying that was Mrs. Hess and Alex from Home Alone 3.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, because they kind of I think actually that's probably a better comparison because yeah, Mrs. Hess was not a bad person either. She was just kind of cranky, and at the end of the movie, they really kind of bonded there after Alex saved her. Yeah.
And I know everybody all have their differences. Each person who has a displeasure or a disliking towards the other. They each have their differences, but they will work it out in the end. All depends on the person.
Yep, and even with Mrs. Hess being kind of cranky at the first part of the movie, she still did some nice stuff for Alex. Like in the place of the payment on screen, she took out the toy car and gave. That was you gotta admit that's a high priced toy car.
Yes, for payment.
Right. True, she got it by mistake. That wasn't something she was trying to get. But since she had it, the fact that she thought to give it to Alex, yeah. Sort of like, you know how some people do stuff, but you know, but they have that sort of don't you tell nobody I did this for you. Yeah, because they have that image to keep up there, but they're really sweet on the inside.
If Alex was a teenager, he would have received cash.
Yeah, well, or better yet, he would have probably received more than what he was getting as a kid, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, being older there. Yeah. So of course Sasuke becomes really protective of Ponyo and Ponyo begins to talk, which slowly leads her to what's going to happen to her in the movie, like where she becomes human, like how Ariel wanted to be human. Except
it's at will.
Yeah, and there's something else too. She in one scene when Sasuke first found her, he got a cut on his hand because he was trying to get her out of this glass that she was stuck in, and he got cut on it. And when he helped Ponyo, she licked his wound, and the wound was gone.
I guess that's part of her magic.
Yep, and the blood coming from his wound that she licked, that's what started to cause her transformation. That's what they pointed out in the movie there.
Yeah. She started off with some chicken hands and feet, and then formed into human hands and legs.
Oh yeah, but
yes.
kind of an odd way to go. But then again, we are dealing with a pretty abstract scientist here, so. And yeah, he's not too liking of this, and he tries to take Ponyo back. He actually takes her back with these with some kind of water creatures that almost Sasuke's okay, but he almost gets drowned by these things almost. And however, after he runs off with Ponyo, Sasuke is really emotionally hurt by this, feeling that he failed to protect Ponyo. Yeah, and of course, another example of how sweet his mother is. She really does a lot to comfort him, even giving him ice cream.
Almost reminds me of you and your mom back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Especially that one time I mentioned when I was like 3 or 4, and I was out walking with my mom and my grandparents down the airport strip. And it got real hot that I started that I got upset and started crying, and that was how they called me. Now was like, hey, when we get back, we'll get you some ice cream.
And you were happy for about the ice cream.
Oh yes. And just like the mother comforted Sasuke in that moment, Sasuke, not too long after that, ends up doing the same to his mother when they find out that Dad's not going to be home because he's out late sailing there, and the mom's really upset about this there, to the point where she's really just upset and sad there.
Well, it's more like angry and sad.
Sort of like Shrek there.
I bet the original Japanese versions you must have a swear word.
Yeah, possibly.
Out of anger.
We will check. We hadn't seen it, but there is a Japanese version on the disc there. I just now noticed, cause we've had it for a while, the movie, but I just now noticed that. Well, actually, she pointed out to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll definitely have to check that out to see what they said. Aside. They may have done that, but I think aside from that scene, it may not be too bad. I mean, it still got a G rating slapped on it, which it could be for just the English dub, but I'm assuming this may be one movie that even the Japanese version might not be that bad. They're pretty sort of like Pokemon, it is a Pokemon, they say mostly was both English and Japanese version was mainly directed at the kids there. but the Digimon was more directed with the adults in the Japanese version. Yeah, so. And now there is one thing, they communicate with the dad through light signals there. I'm just curious. Maybe some of y'all can help me out with that in the comment section. I kind of wonder, how do you understand what like how to say what words you're saying with those lights? And I know sometimes I think you pointed out that sometimes blinds have been used that same way.
Yes, as a Morse code.
Right. Yeah. That's kind of that's something I'm kind of curious about there. Hey, you know, you never know. You might end up using that one time at some point. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I assume that something like that may have also been used years ago, like, you know, in slavery time for, you know, slaves to escape and stuff.
Yeah.
That they probably had some kind of Morse code to signal, like, they ain't looking, come on. You know, to get them to the, like, you know, like Harriet Tubman and stuff like that, to the runaway train, stuff like that. Yeah, may have been something used for that there.
Or possibly the Prohibition era where they banned alcohol.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So they do some speakeasies, meaning they hide the alcohol, so the police.
Oh, that.
Valley.
Oh, then so many shows have referenced that.
Yeah.
Like SpongeBob with the Krabby Patties.
Yeah, hiding them from police or anyone who declares the prohibition law.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Who was with the prohibition law.
Yep, there's that there.
Yeah.
There's that.
And they use some type of Morse code to hide the alcohol.
And I think we recently just saw something like that with Sweet Life on Deck with them trying to hide their prom night from Mr. Mosby. He was upset about a prank that almost got him killed. Yeah.
And let's just say they failed. They failed to hide.
Yep, but of course through the magic of TV convenience, something worked out.
Yeah.
They worked out something on the spot though.
Yeah, it's backup. They must have planned this.
TV convenience.
Yeah.
Ponyo, of course, was to be human, and yeah, like I mentioned, yeah, Daddy ain't having that, because he wants to wipe out the whole human race because of how they treat the ocean, because of how some of them treat the ocean with the pollution and stuff, as shown in the earlier part of the movie. That's one reason why that was shown, to sort of have a callback to when he mentioned that, oh, this is what he's going. So he's not. Well, it's wiping out the entire world and making it worse. Sorry, had to answer the phone for Dora. Well, that's the ringtone I got right now. I'll probably change it in a couple of days for October. Not sure what I'm going to put it on, but you'll probably hear it if somebody calls me during another video. Yeah, probably. And they say the movies I should have had on vibrate. Please silence your phones during the movie. So anywho, so Fujima, yeah, he wants. But like I said, he wants to wipe out the whole human race because of the pollution and stuff like that, and just pretty much have the whole world be nothing but water. Yeah, it's not exactly a good thing either. I mean, yes, the pollution is bad. I get where you're coming from, buddy, but yeah, that kind of action's a little drastic for that.
It's almost like we have this version of Thanos. Except he's wiping the entire human race instead of half the universe.
Oh yeah, and he's not. Yeah, Thanos, and then plus in Thanos' case, it was because of resources.
Yeah, but in Fujimoto's case, it's to stop the pollution.
Pretty much, yeah. We really should have. We really could have used Captain Planet here, maybe, because Captain Planet could have probably
reason with it.
Yeah, hey, I feel, hey, you know, I hate, you know, hey, trust me, I hate the pollution too. I feel where you're coming from. Maybe there's some other way we could do this, you know? You know, you have kind of have a, you know, a little heart to heart, as Jiminy Cricket say. Yeah. Same way Captain Planet talked on other subjects in the show. I'm not making this up. Incidents of gang wars. Okay, that, you know, because they did that in Stag Shop. That, okay, but then there was AIDS.
What?
Yeah, I mean, the gang wars I kind of can understand, because then they went to, you know, civil rights, and I mean, it's dark, but I kind of see that because, you know, Martin Luther King, stuff like that. But yeah, AIDS. I mean, it's somewhat of an important topic that, I mean, your kids, I mean, might have to be made aware of that, but I don't think that was the way to do it, though.
Like, it should have been discussed until they're in middle school or high school.
Not just, and that, and also, I don't think Captain Planet was the type of show I would have expected that subject from. Because, you know, Captain Planet, you're talking about, like, environment and stuff like that, you know, low stuff, you know, like saving your environment and stuff. Yeah, that's kind of out of the field for that one there.
What's next? Teen pregnancy?
Oh Lord. Oh man. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, they had a good hard on. I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad there. It just felt kind of out of place for the show, for that particular show, though.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So of course, Ponyo eventually manages to escape with the help of her sisters, and becomes human. Of course, and makes her way to Sasuke, causing the tsunami that Toki predicted. Oh boy, those. Which I think is also being caused by her sisters as well, because we see them transform
into different types of sea creatures.
Yeah, which also is part of the tsunami as well.
And I find that beautiful.
Well, yep. So, and of course, the longer Ponyo stays on the earth, well, the longer Ponyo stays out here on the surface and everything as a human, the more the more unusual things start happening. Like the ocean starts to really just rise up to the point where it's like completely flooding there. And there's something about the moon coming close to the earth there.
Yes, and a lot of ships were piling up.
Yeah, so things are really coming out of alignment there. So, and that's why they wake up in a big flood that's so big you can stand in it. So Ponyo uses her powers to make Sasuke's boat grow, where they can, you know, sail across and see what's going on and search for his mother, because the night that Ponyo arrived, shortly after Ponyo arrived and they had dinner and everything, she went out concerned about the seniors in the storm to check to see if they were okay, and she never did come back. So Sasuke and Ponyo go out looking for her. However, over time, as they sail and everything and sort of have fun with each other, it's real cute with Ponyo and the scenes with Ponyo and Sasuke together. Almost like us as kids.
Yes.
Yeah, just imagine if she was Ponyo.
That would be too easy.
But then we like 5 years old on a boat there.
Yes. A toy boat that becomes bigger.
So, but over time, yeah, her powers start. She starts to lose her magic powers. Like
she gets tired easily.
Yes, because I assume, yeah, using her powers is draining her energy there. Because she's okay. And eventually, she starts reverting back to her fish form there, which Sasuke becomes really worried and everything there. But eventually, him and Ponyo are brought to the ocean, where his mother and all the senior citizens are, some kind of way.
And I know all the senior citizens were able to walk and run without the assistance of a wheelchair or somebody to hold them.
I wonder if that might have been the magic of Ponyo's mother.
Could be.
Because they even were able to do that when they came back. Like, it's like, oh, let's get your wheelchair. We don't need no wheelchairs. Erase ya. It's almost like they became little kids again there, which actually was kind of adorable there to see, all of them like that there. Yeah.
I can imagine myself old and still kicking it.
Actually, both of us, yeah.
Yeah.
What was they? Come on in there, Christina. be like an old scat cat. Oh yeah, scat cat game. Oh yeah, be with Christina. Don't do me like Steve Harvey when I say this, my sexy old lady.
Yes.
Ooh, he's and Steve reading. I say Steve Harvey because he was at Gospel Fest and he accidentally said that on a microphone, looking at Yolanda Adams, just complimenting, saying that she looks sexy.
Oh.
Like, ooh, she sure looks sexy. Ooh! He said, whoa, y'all ooh with me. If Christians are not sexy, where are all these little Christians coming from? Hello!
Don't have to answer that question.
It got quiet then as y'all be hearing the preacher say, oh, it got quiet in there now. See? Oh boy. So of course, yeah, everybody's brought back, and Ponyo's mother reveals, after of course having a talk with Ponyo's dad, to get him on one accord there. So that is actually good. May not have kept the planet, but at least Mama is able to kind of help out to calm Daddy down a little bit there. Daddy's really worried, and he's really hyped up and everything. So yeah, he kind of needs a little somebody to calm down a little bit there. Like, hey, you doing? Hey, I feel you, but let's talk. Let's try this another way. So she reveals that Sasuke's love will restore the balance of nature and also make Ponyo human forever. She won't have her magic powers, but she will be human forever to be with him, much like Ariel and the Little Mermaid there.
At least it's better than taking her voice away.
Oh yeah,
and sacrificing her life.
And they did mention about the fact that she would turn to sea foam, but unlike the prince in the original story, Sasuke did love Ponyo, and yes, I know they're 5 years old, but I mean, you can still love someone at 5 years old. Trust me, it's possible. It is possible.
Imagine them as adults.
We have fan art for that.
Oh.
Yeah, as I think I remember do one of the fan art of Neil and Sasuke. Yeah, they got. Yep, they got. Just like they showed them sharing that kiss at the very last scene that made her human there. Well, wrong one. And that was okay. Here we go. Yeah, we have this. It maybe a little blurry, but yeah, there you go. So, them as kids, someone wrote Ponyo 2 on their fan art there.
Imagine if they did do the actual sequel, Ponyo 2.
Well, my only thoughts to that is, as long as you make it good.
There's a possibility that the kids from the first film who did the voices of Ponyo and Sasuke might reprise their roles.
Oh, and maybe the characters will be older there.
Yeah, maybe as actual adults, possibly, either teenagers or adults.
Since you say it was in '08, right?
Yeah, they might be young adults by now.
That's possible. Yeah, '08, and this is 2022, so
Yeah,
that'd be like 14 years. Sasuke was 5. They were 5 back then, so yeah, that's possible.
yeah.
And matter of fact,
Sequel.
yeah, and I mean you could even go further because I think they would be like 19 at that point, the characters at this point.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean the artist as an author, you could go even further and even make a story like them having their first kid or something.
Yeah.
Like married and everything. So that's actually how the movie ends. Yeah, it's like the balance is restored. Life begins again. Sasuke's dad returns, which really makes him and his mother happy. And just as they go to greet his dad, the bubble hops up for Sasuke to kiss her in the bubble, and she's human.
And it just ends there.
Which is a sweet ending, especially the pose that Ponyo's in.
Like who?
Definitely could see us in that there.
Yeah.
Like, and she remained human forever. And then you have the song Ponyo, Ponyo, little fish in the sea, baby little fishy. Or in my case, Christina.
Very fun. If I was an actual cat, I could just claw him.
Yeah, we talking about fish here though.
I know I wouldn't eat no fish if I was a cat.
She'd be a chicken cat. Yep, so that was what we got at Ponyo. Really good movie. Really good movie. Nice artwork. A basic story there. I will say it is a little abstract and everything, but it's that kind of it's the good kind of weird. It's the good, yeah, not the bad weird. It's the good kind of weird. Like, whoa, that's kind of unusual, but let me say it again. Yeah, and and also it's very charming and sweet too, especially with Ponyo and Sasuke. Yeah, following them. Yeah, so definitely check that out there, especially anime fans. Definitely, that's Hayaomiyazaki's work is definitely worth looking at there. What do you think, man?
It's just like a Little Mermaid vibe, except Ponyo has both of her parents and a whole lot of sisters, and takes place of them at 5 years old, Ponyo and Sasuke, instead of them as teenagers or young adults. Let's just say they started falling in love with each other early.
Oh yeah.
Like you say, it doesn't hurt to fall in love so early. It
Yeah.
all depends on how you feel inside to that person.
Yeah, because as Robin Williams Genie say, he can't make wishes on love because that's just something that just happens,
Not just how you feel about that person, but how long you hang out with that person.
And seeing as how they're just 5 now, yeah, they got a lot of time to grow with each other too.
Yes.
So, and I have no idea who that was there.
As long as they still made for each other.
Oh yeah, yep.
It doesn't interfere with the relationship.
Yep. So we can definitely say that definitely a happily ever after for those two there.
Yeah, and they all say that life is full of possibilities.
Yep. They say even for small children there. I know there's a friend of mine on Twitter that kind of talk with and stuff like that. This is just his opinion there, because of how he's grown, how he's been raised and everything, which I kind of can get. He don't really like it. A lot of times, a lot of movies and shows that show really small children talking about I'm in love, stuff like that. They feel like they're too young there. Yeah, which I say that's just all between. I mean, like I say, it's your opinion. Nothing. I know nothing's gonna change that. But as far as but just like how you have your opinion on that, you gotta think about the people writing this stuff. Sometimes people that write like that, like 2 5-year-olds falling in love, it's a possibility that they might have experienced something like that when they was that age. You take like when I first wrote, the first comic series I started Star Striker before, when me and Bubblina and now working with Yumiko and everything. In issue 2 of Star Striker, it mentioned about him having different crushes and aka Samuel Lee Princeton, and he's like 7 years old. He's had crushes since he was 5. Which actually is related with me because my first crush was at 5 years old too, at my church there. A girl that sang "God Has Smiled on Me," and I was like,
You were smiling.
Hi. It happens.
I think there is one time I kissed a boy when I was in elementary school.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know if we fell in love or not. And I think my mom wasn't too fond of it. And same goes with my teacher. She wasn't too fond of it either.
Yeah, well,
which is understandable.
Because,
Yeah, because we're too young.
Then, that's common, common reaction, kind of want to, because they're being cautious, they want, they're being really cautious, which, not to say much expected of any good parent or good teacher. But like I say, I can't sit here. I'm not gonna sit here and say, well, I ain't gonna be like that, cause we haven't became parents yet. We're looking forward to it, but we ain't become it yet.
We just have to let things happen.
Right, so we don't. So yeah, as far as how we would take it, we will know when we get there. We have there's no way of any spoilers for that. Yeah, so we will only know when the movie of The First Child airs.
It just remains a mystery.
Yeah. I know, funny, one of my friends used to work with me at Kroger. We was riding home one day, just I think getting something to eat on the way home, and he was talking about about the kids that his girlfriend had there, that they were engaged at that moment, that his girlfriend had, and he said, well, I tell you what, I already know I'm gonna be overprotective dad. I'm going. He already know he ain't gonna try to hide it. So, we will see. We will see. Maybe my hopefully now. Only thing I just hope I don't go overboard with it. As long as overboard to the point where it's almost like gay. Really, it didn't really that was not necessary.
Not only that, or they will say, or the child will say, "I hate you."
Yeah, that's something. Well, that and that, as well as also like even other adult other adult figures, like even like say my own folks.
Yeah.
My own folks like, Gabe, nothing's going on, man. You worrying too much. but you worrying too much, Gabe. Yeah, I just hope I don't go overboard. But yeah, I would probably. My thing as far as when it comes to that, yeah, just let me get to know your crush there. I just want to know, make sure they all right, Yeah, man. Yeah, just kind of, it's like Simba when they say, Kiara, I don't want you talking with him. I would like to talk with him.
Oh.
And then he sort of winked his eye. So, yeah, that. Gotta have that man-to-man talk. Oh yeah, that day's gonna come. Man-to-man talk with our possible future daughter's boyfriend. or our own son. Yeah.
And I have to talk to his girlfriend.
Oh yeah, that. Oh yeah, that joke. I hear some people say about on the moms when they say. That girl is not good enough for my boy. Oh boy. So yeah, back on the Ponyo subject. Yeah. But yeah, something else you was gonna say about that?
Yeah. Not only life is full of just possibilities, but we can make our own magic. Even though we don't have magic ourselves, we can just make our own magic.
Oh yeah.
We just think outside the box.
Sort of like with like what we create in our comics and everything.
Yeah.
The magic of our universes.
Yeah, and love's supposed to be free.
Mm-hmm. And both, especially in reality there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you've heard the saying, love is love.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm referring to love like in a positive way.
Yeah.
Like love the right way.
The godly way, yes.
Yeah, between male and female, that's what I meant.
Like you say, husband love your wives as Christ loved the church.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not the other way that people think love is love. And who
society, yeah.
A certain group.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that definitely. And to say the right kind of love, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but what's up? Oh yeah. But yeah, it was
mainly it's like you're watching an actual art film, Ponyo.
Especially, a lot of the scenes, because they have a lot of scenes that you don't even hear no dialogue. You're just immersed in the art there.
Yeah, especially when you see all the sea creatures swimming in the streets.
It's sort of like when the first issue of Bubblina, when had all those scenes of where before she became Bubblina, and it was just Melissa imagining herself as a mermaid. Her just swimming around and everything, and jumping up out the sunlight and everything.
Yes.
Yeah, it was just the art was just telling the intro of who this, and then like, okay, this girl likes mermaids. Mm-hmm.
And it turns out it was a dream.
Yeah. And she woke up similar to Usagi when she was late for school. Oh no! I'm gonna be late.
At least she had a wonderful dream.
Yeah, she would. She probably. And I know she was hoping to finish that kiss with Chris.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was. Yeah, like I said, definitely. So all that definitely makes this movie worth checking out there.
Yeah.
And definitely get you a copy of Ponyo, The Little Fish in the Sea.
It's better than gold.
Better. Oh yeah, better. Oh yeah, better. So better. Guess that. Guess a little ching will light up when you say that.
Better than gold.
Definitely, which is higher than full price.
Yes.
It's like, yep. Is there anything else you had to say on that?
That'll be it.
Oh, okay. Okay, and also since we mentioned about the kids, about the future of kids, there, another thing I definitely look forward to in the future with them is episodes of the World Talk where you probably will see them sitting with us there, especially a lot of the. Like when they first start off with movies like Thomas and stuff.
G-rated films.
And the Lego films and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So like a family friendly version of Double Toasted there.
Oh yeah.
Of course, we're still the main two, but yeah, I'll be able to interact. You'll see us on one end, and you see the kids. Possibly have two cameras panning in between stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is definitely why you definitely should like and subscribe. Share this with your friends. Buy some available comic books that'll help support us, and even more support on our Patreon page, especially toward those future goals, as well as also, improving towards, different things with here and the comics and stuff like that. So yeah, pretty much support both for what we do here on YouTube, as well as also, outside of YouTube with, making the family and stuff like that, So, yep, definitely show your love, your support there. Comic books and Patreon. Even if it's just $1 a month there, we could definitely get a bunch of just imagine one person do $1 a month, tell their friends, and they have a whole bunch of people possibly doing that same thing, and then some of them start doing 2 and 3 and stuff like that, and they add up. So, yep, it's like a little bit adds up there. Definitely do all that, and we will see y'all in the next video. Take care, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
And now if you'll excuse me, I gotta go see a little fishing to see myself.
Oh.